Hey everyone, my name's Lily and I'm the book blogger behind Utopia State of Mind, and today I'm going to share with you my September TBR. I only have these ones physically in person and I will hold them up for the obligatory thumbnail shot. But I want to first, hold on, I gotta get to the right page in my bullet journal, which coincidentally my bullet journal just ends. So for September, I'm gonna have to get a new bullet journal and start that. So I'm writing down everything for September so far, just on this blank sheet of paper. But here we go, let's go back to it. I wanna first talk about arcs that I really want to read. This is gonna be, so I know that I do this like firm and squishy TBR. I'm gonna use the squishy TBR as books that are backlist books that I really want to read. Hopefully I read them though. But let's just start with arcs that I'm definitely prioritizing for the month of September. So the first one has to be Summer Suns. I'm just really intrigued by this. I heard that it's this like queer gothic novella. Tor.com is one of my favorite publishers, probably period. I love their novellas so much. I can always count on them. And so I'm very excited for Summer Suns. Now I'm trying to think of the last novella I really loved. I actually have two novellas. Let me just check. Yes. Two novellas from Tor.com in this September TBR, but back to Summer Suns, I'm just really intrigued by it. The next one is The Lost Girls. I'm so excited for that because look at that cover. I actually still have the ring pop and the fake teeth that you will have seen from the book haul video that I did with this one. Vampires, I'm in a vampire mood, so I basically just finished, in August, The Beautiful and The Damned, that's the second one, in preparation for The Righteous, which I'm pretty sure comes out this fall. Anyway, I'm in a really big vampire mood. This is also contemporary vampire, unlike The Beautiful, that's like historical fiction vampire. And also, I also just read Certain Dark Things, which is a neon noir by Silvia Moreno Garcia. So in general, I've been very much in the last 2 or 3 months on vampires, and I'm ready for more, essentially. I've just been like sung back into my Twilight loving vampire days, like paranormal romance, not only vampire but also like the Rachel Morgan, I think is the name of it, series. I'm just back with it. It's nostalgia time. I'm here for it. I'm really excited for The Lost Girls because yeah, contemporary vampires, and also I wanted to read this author's previous book, but I never got to it. I can't remember what it is, and also I don't necessarily see it immediately on the back, but I'm intrigued in this one because of that, the name of the author, vampires, and also the cover. So all in all, just so excited for that one. I definitely want to read it. I've even put a bookmark into what I envision will be my first night of reading this book. This is how much I'd like to get to. So excited for this one. The next one on there has to be To Break a Covenant, which I also have. I love how striking this cover is, but what I love about this one is that it was blurbed on the back as perfect for fans of Wilder Girls and Sawkill Girls, both books that I personally adore. So I'm really excited for this one. This is also like a witchy, darkish, witchy contemporary book. I'm trying to look here to see if I can, any words pop out to me. Mining explosion, that word pops out to me. Uninhabitable zone. So far in that first sentence, it's giving me very much Silent Hill vibes, which is terrifying to me. Anyway, so excited to read this. It's going to probably give me nightmares. The last book that gave me nightmares probably was The Devil Makes Three, also by Page Street. Page Street was kind enough to send me both of these ones, by the way. And so yeah, excited but also terrified at the same time for this one. I just, it's going to be fall's, like a horror-ish month. Not all of fall, I guess only October. But anyway, I'm ready to sink into the fall vibes, and specifically October. Never been a big October/Halloween person, mostly because I have the creativity of an actual nutshell. I can't. And so everyone who does cosplay, everyone who does bookish outfits, like, you all are heroes. I just can't do it. So anyway, I'm intrigued to kind of like sink back into that. The next one is For All Time, which you can see is a beautiful, beautiful cover. I love this kind of duality thing. It is a fantasy. Okay, so I filmed this twice because I made a mistake before, but it is a reincarnation fantasy book featuring BIPOC characters. And so basically it's that these two characters have been reincarnated over and over again. And so in each life, I'm going to quote this one so I don't mess it up. In each life, one thing remains the same, their love and their fight to be together. So are you telling me it's a love story that spans multiple lives and time periods? The answer seems to be yes. And so I'm very, very excited for this one. I love everything timey-wimey-esque. And so this one is just, I'm stopping myself from reading it right now because I'm just so excited for it. And the publisher sent me this one, and so I cannot wait to read it. The next one has to be The Light from Uncommon Stars. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. on my list I just wrote Light from Uncommon. But this also seems to be a queer science fiction. It's from Tor. And I got this one on NetGalley. And I'm pretty sure it's queer. Okay, I know it's queer. It's just, is it science fiction or fantasy? I want to say science fiction. Although the cover with those fish, like, definitely giving me the very soft fantasy-esque vibes. Either way, science fiction, fantasy, speculative fiction, I don't really care. I saw a panel with the author, and the author was just so down to earth and friendly, and I just wanted to read their book because all the things they were talking about, like humanity, genre fiction, all of these different things, it just seemed so interesting. And I've also seen Delara, so from Book with No Name on Instagram, rave about this book. So I'm just really excited to read it. And I definitely, when I was thinking of like priority arcs, was like, yes, I need to read this one, essentially. I've been looking forward to it forever, and I gotta do it. So the next ones I want to talk about are backlist books because, okay, I know I said at the beginning that this was going to be my squishy TBR, but it's not. So the backlist books that I really, really, really want to read are here. And I also realized that I forgot one, so. So first of all, it's Beasts of China. I'm pretty sure that's the name. Here it is. I'm really bad at remembering the full titles of books. It's on Libro FM, and it's for my audiobook, like, influencer pick of August. I'm very behind on audiobooks, so this is awkward. But anyway, I want to read this one. I'm basically finishing up an audiobook, so I hope that I can. Also, I'm mentioning it because it fits into the Shimmering Skies reading challenge, which I'm still doing. I'm still doing it, which is basically reading fantasy and science fiction by BIPOC main characters. Well, featuring BIPOC characters and also BIPOC authors, so, you know. And this is the one for translated fiction, which is really interesting to me because I don't read a lot of translated fiction at all, period. So I'm just really excited for this one and also for audiobook. I just love when the world makes these serendipitous connections and it just all works together. Speaking of that, the other book that I want to read, which fits into the Shimmering Skies reading challenge, is also A Phoenix First Must Burn. This is my signed strand copy. I forgot to take off the label. Okay, I'm going to take off the label at some point. But basically, this fulfills the category of... Okay, that was the bookmark that just fell out. This fulfills the category of fantasy/science fiction, so speculative fiction anthology with BIPOC characters. Oh, why do I have so many bookmarks in this book? This one talks specifically about 16 stories of Black girl magic, resistance, and hope. I'm just so excited for this one. As you can tell, I pre-ordered it. Well, okay, maybe you couldn't tell. I pre-ordered it from the Strand, so it would be signed. I pre-ordered it in March of 2020. Then the world kind of devolved into chaos, and only now am I finally getting it back. So yeah. The next one on my backlist TBR is The Chariot at Dusk. It is a very difficult cover to show you, but basically it is the third book in the Tiger at Midnight series. I'm just really excited because I didn't get an arc of this one, so I pre-ordered it and I'm with all of you now reading it, basically. And I just really want to see how my precious babies are going to fare in the trilogy. I think there's gonna be a lot of pain and emotional angst, so I'm prepared for it. But you know, I'm ready for it, essentially. And so I've just really loved the Tiger at Midnight trilogy. It is one of my favorite book series. Please read it. It's assassins, whips, mangoes, enemies to lovers-ish. I don't know what other buzzwords I can throw at you, basically. But it is just such a great series that kind of looks at rebellion. It looks at our place and loyalty and duty and responsibility and ethics, like all of those different things with rebellion and everything like that. And it's just fantastic. So you should read it, and you can read all three now, essentially. The next one is I really want to read Lalani of the Distant Sea. I've been putting this one off for so long. I keep saying like, oh, I'm going to read Lalani of the Distant Sea. It is my last 12 Friends, 12 Books book. Okay, I read The Wicker King in August. I was like, what is it? I read The Wicker King in August for the Backlist Bookworms. And so Lalani of the Distant Sea is the last one. Like I just, at this point, at first I was like, oh, I'm not going to stress it. I'm not going to rush it. Whenever I read it, it's, you know, it's whenever I read it. But now, only one away, I'm like, no, I want to read it. I want to be done. I want to check it off and feel just like complete, essentially. I really want to read Lalani of the Distant Sea. I've talked now in many TBRs about it, in many like videos. I've talked a lot about it. I really want to read it in September. And then the last one is Fire with Fire. Fana and I are supposed to be buddy reading Fire with Fire. I'm really excited for this one because I actually had an arc of it and I didn't read it. I feel really bad because where's the book? So it is by Destiny Soraya. I hope that's how you pronounce the name. I read an arc. I'm trying to look on my shelf. Okay. I haven't read Ironcast, so I can't put it. Oh, it's Beyond or Beneath the Citadel, basically. It is a heist-type novel with a bunch of just diverse, adorable, precious, like, characters that I really loved. It has a lot of intrigue. It's a standalone. I love that book. And so I really, really, really wanted to read Fire with Fire before it came out, and I had the arc, and I didn't. So I saw that it was on Fana's TBR, and I said, hey, do you want to buddy read it in September? So I'm really excited for this one, and I hope that I really like it. I really also want to read Ironcast, so I think at this point in the year, I've decided to stop saying, oh yeah, I'll read it in 2021, because it's not happening. I went through, when I was editing my series I want to read video, and like looking at it, I basically made this list. I'll page to it. I made this list of all these books that I said, that series that I said I wanted to start or finish or conclude or keep reading, and I was like, oh yeah, in 2021 I'll do it. No. I did make a list though of like ones that I really actually want to read in 2021, and now it's kind of like all bets are off. I'm not saying that I'm going to read in 2021. That's just straight up lying to you and lying to me. So I'm not going to do it. So, you know, 2021, 2022, 2023, any of these years, I'll do it in a year that starts with 20. And then I want to now talk about other arcs that I like to read. The first one is White Smoke. I am a huge, huge, huge Tiffany Jackson fan. Have read all of Tiffany Jackson's other books. White Smoke is the latest one. And okay, basically it's on my first of what books I want to read when I finish those other ones, because I just can't. I gotta keep the streak going. Grown like took my heart and twisted it into I don't know, I was gonna say into pieces, but that metaphor doesn't make sense. It twisted it, and it's all mangled now. And Monday's Not Coming was the first one I read from Tiffany Jackson, and that one was just mind explosion. And then I read Allegedly, which was also fabulous. Tiffany Jackson has a way with suspense and words and emotional tension. I cannot wait for White Smoke. The next one is Into the Dying Light. This is the third one in the, I was going to say The Darkness Liverpool, but that's not what it is. It's Katie Rose Poole. Basically the third one in the There Will Come a Darkness trilogy. I can't remember the trilogy name. I'm really bad with names, essentially. I cannot think of the name of the trilogy, but Into the Dying Light is the third one. I just really want to read it. If you saw, I was super involved in the release of the second one, which is, I'm pretty sure, As the Shadow Rises. I helped Fierce Reads do like a readathon. We did photo prompts. Like, it was just one of my book blogging, book reviewing milestones. And so I'm just really excited for Into the Dying Light because it will be the trilogy series finale. And we all love a good heart-wrenching series finale. The next one up is Beasts of Prey. I'm excited for this one because I've seen it all around social media. I just really excited to like sink back into a fantasy. I say this now looking at my thing, and okay, actually, there aren't that many fantasies. I mean urban fantasies, but I'm really excited to sink into this fantasy book. And also it's a debut. I really love to support debuts when I can, and so I hope I can support this one. I definitely love to support debut. I say this, I love to support all books. I was gonna say, I love to support debuts, I love to support sophomore and junior books, I love to support series, like, I love to support all books. That's me. And the next one is Vesper Teen. Okay, everybody is losing their collective cool over Vesper Teen, which is Margaret Rogerson's next book. The last one was Sorcery of Thorns, which I have not read, but I did read Enchantment of Ravens, and I thought that was good. So, I mean, a publicist asked me if I wanted to read it, and I was kind of like, ooh, this is my chance. This is my chance to be on the cool train with everybody else who's like so excited about this one. This is my chance to be like with it on the money fast. Because I see all these things, and we can, this is an entirely different video, but you know, we see all these things where like Book Talk is now discovering books that Book Twitter has been talking about for ages, like, you know, Shades of Magic and Night Circus and all of these different things. And so I'm just waiting. I want to be like that person who's like, yes, I've read this. And then, you know, 5 years later when it becomes popular on some other platform, and then I'd be like, yes, I read that one. It's me. I did it. Because a lot of the other OG kind of trilogies or fantasy series or whatever I haven't read, like Shatter Me, Night Circus, you know, I could keep going on and on. So the next one and final one on my TBR is Along the Saltwise Sea. I'm reading it from my phone because I keep forgetting. It is the sequel to, what is this the sequel to? Over the Woodward Wall, which was, okay, there's like layers and layers and layers and layers of stuff. But, first of all, you have to know that I am just so much in awe of Seanan McGuire. And so Along the Saltwise Sea is the sequel to the Over the Woodward Wall, and it's under the pseudonym of Deborah Baker. And so basically in Middle Game, there is this story series that is talked about a lot, and it is basically this. And so what Seanan McGuire did, or what Deborah Baker did essentially, was then write kind of the stories and the world behind that, which I think is just so cool. It's like, if you read a fantasy story where someone's like, oh yeah, you know, and my childhood was, you know, the equivalent of the Grimm storybook, you know, whatevers. And then the author decides then to write that one, essentially, is how it is. That was a really bad example, but that's the best one I can come up with. But anyway, Along the Saltwise Sea is the sequel to Over the Woodward Wall. I'm a huge fan of Seanan McGuire. There it goes. So that brings me to the end of my September TBR. In total, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 15 books. I don't know if I will get to all of them. I just don't. I don't know if I will. And so, yeah, I just hope that I get to some of them. My goal always is to read less, so, I mean, maybe I'll get to none of them. Of course. As if I would get to none of them. That brings me to the end of my September TBR. I hope that you enjoyed watching this video. Let me know down below what books you're excited for in September. Also, if you have read / are excited for any of the ones that I've listed, also please let me know. As always, I will leave all the books and, you know, anyone's links that I've mentioned below, my links below. And yeah, I hope you enjoy, and I will see you, I guess I'll see you on the other side of September. Hopefully intact.